friends. Hello to all my freaks and creeps out there in the wasteland. I am VideoVomit. Today, we're talking all kinds of stuff. We're talking movies. We're talking movie news. We're going to be opening some Netflix action figures from the Marvel Legends wave. And I have a
distinguished guest?
A distinguished guest, a distinguished survivor. Tom is in the bunker with us again. Thank you for coming back.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Glad to be back.
I know that you're here just because of the nuclear winter.
Yeah, the fresh air.
Scary times, but you're all welcome down here. Plenty of room for everybody. And I think we should probably just jump right into what we got going on. So our first news from the wasteland today is our first look at Cable. And wow, what a good look we have indeed. This is a very interesting take on him. Very militaristic look, very streamlined. I like the arm. I like the eye. You know, it's got that whole like light bulb behind his head going there. And I also really like the bear. You know, we could sit around and speculate what that means. Tom, what are some of your thoughts on
I saw that too. It took me a second because I was looking at all the other cool stuff. But yeah, I really like it. People are all upset about no big shoulder pads and stuff. I think it's fine.
No 90s here.
Not here. I think it's good. I think they nailed it. It's pretty much what I would have expected. It fits in with the world that they've built, I think.
Right.
And I think Josh Brolin looks awesome.
Yeah, he's a ripped beefcake at this point. Not only is he playing Thanos, but he's also playing Cable. And if you don't know who Cable is the son of Cyclops and a clone of Jean Grey, but he's also a time traveler, so he's from the future. So he's like kind of a grizzled soldier. But so that's why it explains why he's probably older than Cyclops in the main comics. But yeah, and we have another look at him. This is the other picture of him telling you, "Shh, go to bed, Deadpool." That's something I'm very interested to see is the dynamic between between this Cable and between our Deadpool. I think it'll be pretty good because Josh Brolin can really roll with comedic elements in film, and so I think that's a pretty good casting choice.
Yeah, I think the dynamic of them. He's going to get annoyed with him really quick.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be good. I like Josh Brolin a lot.
Yeah,
so.
Cable's a take no shit kind of person.
Yeah.
So
it'll work really well.
Yeah, it'll be like good cop, bad cop, you know, or like he's like the straight man to the crooked Deadpool type. And then I guess we'll move on to our other story as well. Our second story of the day. We got our first look at Domino before Cable. We got Zazie Beetz as Domino, and this is our first look at her. It's been kind of controversial. I actually really like it. I like the mark on her eye. It kind of like has like a birthmark.
Yeah, it's like almost like a vitiligo, like it's a natural thing.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. I like the whole play that they did of. They basically duplicated the first look that we initially had at Deadpool from the last movie.
Yeah.
But this time he's like a bearskin rug.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Not as much as Cable, but I think they actually look really similar in look. And like I said about Cable, I think it fits well into the world.
Yeah, totally. It fits that like aesthetic that they've built for the films.
Yep.
You know, and the Fox films. They're not really known for being kind of colorful, only until like Deadpool and Apocalypse.
Yeah.
do we get such colorful costumes like with Psylocke and I thought Magneto's that was probably the best Magneto costume so far, I would say.
Sure.
The one from the last movie was okay as well, but yeah, it was pretty good, and I'm happy with her. A lot of people don't like the fro.
I'm not a big fan of it, but
I could go either or.
It's not gonna ruin the movie for me. I don't think so.
And I wasn't really sure what to expect, like hair wise. I guess like because the original character has like short, kind of.
I think. Well,
haircut.
I mean, that's I was expecting that, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's like I'm not. It was pleasantly surprised is like the wrong thing. I was
it just
like,
looks really 70s to me.
Yeah.
Strange,
a lot of people are saying it. They're comparing it to the Luke Cage Misty Knight character.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's like more than one person in the Marvel universe with hairstyles. So if everyone can use the same baseball cap and sunglasses disguise, then I think that everyone
unmarked baseball
that people are allowed to have the same haircut as somebody else. Also not in the same universe, so it doesn't matter. All right, so moving along to our third story. Really burning through them right now. Burning, Hellboy. So we got some casting news of Ian McShane will be playing Professor Broom, and what a choice! Wow, like you get Ian McShane in anything, and this guy is just gonna give like his best performance possible. He was in one episode of Game of Thrones, and dude stole the show.
I really like him in the John Wick movies.
Yeah, he's got this like mysticism. Like he's like, I'm old and grizzled, and I'm so full of knowledge that you need to know about this movie, and it's all coming from me. So yeah, totally, I agree. He just chews up any kind of dialogue scene. You just give him anything, and the guy can do it.
It was John Hurt played him in the old movies, right?
Yeah, R.I.P.
Or I guess maybe only in the second. Was he in both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. You're right. You're right. He was
one.
only in the first one because the mechanical Nazi Cronin stabbed him in the heart in the first one. What a bummer.
What a bummer.
And then we don't have a picture for it, but they also cast Mia Jovovich as the headlining bad guy. I mean, it's like final talks, I would say.
I also was reading this morning that they took they're just calling it Hellboy now, apparently. Like
really?
Apparently they're changing the title from the Blood Queen
Rise
to
of the Blood Queen.
Yeah, just back to just Hellboy.
Okay.
I don't know how certain that is. It was kind of a rumor thing, but it seemed like they were pretty sure.
Interesting.
It's an odd choice, though, because I can understand it from they want to clarify that it's a new thing, and that might be a little confusing if you just... Because Hellboy's, it's not that old of a... People
really
still
isn't.
remember that it existed,
really isn't,
so maybe they want to clarify that.
I mean, the first Hellboy, I was like, God, I was probably like, I don't remember. I was like early double digits, and I was so into the movie. I was so excited. I was just so the lore of it all, and like it just like Guillermo del Toro's like vision of it all really got me into it.
Sure.
It was just such a intriguing premise, an intriguing look. I was just like, I was so fascinated by it. I needed to know more. I begged my mom to take me to Barnes & Noble when they were still around. And and then she bought me like like a good stack of the original comics, and so I was like in heaven, and I was just like, man, it's a good time in my life. So I think it's going to be handled properly, and I really hope that it is. So far,
I just wish they could have continued it with Guillermo, because I think Ron Perlman in that role was perfectly
legendary.
cast.
Legendary.
I mean, not to say take anything away from the new guy, but it remains to be seen.
The sheriff from Stranger Things is going to be playing him.
But
totally. It's a weird thing. I love the first one, and I have mixed feelings about the second one. I'm not really sure. I hated the babies. I hated, spoiler alert, I hated that Hellboy had babies. Like, and not to say like Hellboy don't deserve no family or whatever, but
how dare he?
But poor Liz popping out a couple hell babies. Poor Liz. She's fireproof, so whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
Moving on before it gets really weird. We're gonna be talking. We're not going to show it because it sucks, but the Leatherface trailer, we got, we'll show the poster here. This is another prequel.
For me, it's more of a, not so much of the trailer's really, really bad, but it's just we don't need this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
It's another, I mean, I think there's a lot of people that could say this and agree. Lately with horror, especially the horror remakes, they want to over-explain where the monster slasher came from, where, all this stuff. And, there's a certain mysticism that comes with these killers.
It adds to the scariness of it, too.
Yeah.
If I know everything about why this person is this way, I don't know, it takes
why
away.
is he doing it?
Yeah. The more mystery you take away and the more layers you peel, it's...
Totally. And it
becomes oddly less interesting.
Right. And so like when a great example is like the first Blair Witch, right? They ruined it with the remake, my personal opinion. If you liked it, sorry. Or not the remake, the
sequel.
The sequel-ish thing. I was obsessed with the whole Blair Witch like thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what does it mean?
Yep.
I need to know. Like I was, so obsessed with it, trying to figure out what all this stuff meant. Watching little stupid VHS documentaries I'd rent from Blockbuster. Those aren't around anymore, vaporized completely. But yeah, so when you do something like this, I think also a great example is the Rob Zombie Halloween. Say what you want. I know a lot of people hate him. I'm kind of mixed over certain issues.
Well, especially the first one. I thought the second one was absolutely awful. Right. Except for like the first 10 minutes when there's that dream sequence. I was like, this is great. And they're like, just kidding, here's the movie you're actually getting.
Yeah.
But they over-explained for sure.
They took away the shape. They took away that element where, we get to...
I don't need to see Michael Myers as a kid.
Right. And I mean, there like with the whole Texas Chainsaw, there is an element of family. There's an element of that he was a tortured child and all that stuff. But we gathered that.
We've already had one of those movies explaining that.
Right, the beginning.
So I don't know why.
And I really hate that movie.
Yeah.
I don't mind that original Texas Chainsaw remake or whatever that was with Jessica Biel.
No, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a music video. It's got a lot of color correction on it, but I was just young enough to the point where it was like, wow, this is really scary.
Yeah.
I remember watching the original trailer on America Online, like the AOL like browser, and the first time we watched it, none of the video worked, so it was just we could only listen to the trailer,
the terrifying audio,
and like all this stuff. I was just like, oh wow. But yeah, we should probably talk about the actual trailer, so people know what the hell is in it, so they don't have to watch it and endure some horrors for themselves.
It's your pretty standard run-of-the-mill 2017 horror trailer.
Right. It opens with two people in a car, or it's an old Ford pickup from like the 1950s, 60s, and they're driving down the road, and there's like a pig in the middle of the road, or a cow. It's like a cow type pig thing, and what a type thing. I don't know. It had a cow head, but a pig body. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. But then the person gets out, and they're like, "Hey, what's wrong, little cow pig?" And then, wow, this guy busts out.
I love that you were like, "We're not going to show the trailer. Here's a description.
Here's a detailed description of the whole thing." But it's just showing how stupid this is. And then he gets up, and it's like a jump scare type of thing.
Yeah,
and it's
then just ensue jump scares.
Yeah, it was baby Leatherface inside a hollowed out pig cow with the hole in his forehead, and not Leatherface, the dead cow, and then it goes on this huge thing of just crap. It's like basically it's an origin of Leatherface. And it's like him with his mom, and it's like shows his birthday party, and then his mom gives him a chainsaw for his birthday, and then it fast forwards. Gift. I'm assuming it doesn't it doesn't show that, or it doesn't let you know, and then it goes into basically it's like a road trip movie of Leatherface escapes with a bunch of inmates, and then they go on this like slaughtering rampage. It's like a Rob Zombie movie, but not directed by Rob Zombie, so it's like several...
Without the appeal of Rob Zombie's name on the...
So it's like, even if you did hate him, it's like, it's almost worse, because it's just like, well, this is like a rip-off Leatherface, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects type thing. And you barely see Leatherface throughout the whole thing, so I'm just like, please, show me something better than this. Maybe, it took me to actually, like, when we were preparing for this show... Then I finally watched the trailer because I just didn't want anything to do with it. But so that's what it is. If you want to check it out, I highly don't recommend it. But if you do and you liked it, feel free to tell me how wrong we were in the comments below. Now we're going to move on to something actually interesting. This is Darren Aronofsky's new film. That's coming out. It's called Mother.
An exclamation point.
Mother with an exclamation point. So you have to shout it no matter what. Now this movie, this is intriguing.
It's the opposite of Leatherface.
Right. We have a cool poster. It's like Jennifer Lawrence holding her heart and stuff.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the poster actually until you sent it to me, and it's a awesome poster.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm
not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan, but the poster works.
I'm kind of indifferent about her. I don't like how...
I think she's a good... I just don't... Something about her.
Right. She's good in certain things, like really good. She can be really, really good and really on top of her game.
Or she can phone it in X-Men movies.
Totally, yeah, absolutely. While she's like one of the main characters for some inexplicable reason. But yeah, the poster looks really good because it's like painted, and like you don't really see a lot of that anymore. Yep. So that's really nice to see. Now the trailer, I haven't been like it's not like it's like a thriller type of movie, I guess we should say. If you're familiar with Darren Aronofsky's films, he did Black Swan is probably like one of his most famous, and Requiem for a Dream, which I've seen once and I will never watch again. Feel free to yell at me about that too. But his films have a certain I reluctantly say the word ambiance. It has this like atmosphere and this feeling in them where like it's like you're in like a Cronenberg world. You're like in this weird parallel universe where some like things just aren't that right. And this trailer really brings that out. I would say.
Absolutely. Probably I would say more so than his other things.
Yeah, I think like with certain of his trailers and films, you could be confused going in and not really understand. Like Black Swan.
Sure.
You could be really easily confused as to what kind of film that is because it's not really specific until halfway, maybe near the ending of the movie. So this is kind of like full on. It's creepy. It's weird. It has to do with Jennifer Lawrence, and she goes with her husband, I'm assuming.
I think so. Played by Javier Bardem,
which is way too old for her. He could be her dad.
He could,
and then she could be the mother. I don't know. It's weird.
As far as the title, I have no idea what it has to do with the movie.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm sure it'll be revealed. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. It looks like.
And then who's
anybody else notable?
There's another guy in there, another famous man. That he's the
I couldn't remember who it was. Was it Ed Harris or something?
Yeah, Ed Harris.
Okay.
And it's kind of like it feels culty. It feels like Rosemary's Baby very strongly. And then but it's like so weird and intriguing and we're not getting into what the trailer is at all.
Yeah. Well, that's
it's hard to explain.
Take a look at it, so.
It's hard to explain. There's lots of flashes and weird stuff. Yeah. If we could get that pulled up, that'd be cool. Or talking about it.
It's right here.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I guess we can take a look.
The new trend where you have to show a small version of the trailer before the. God, I hate it. It's so bad.
We spend all our time here. I want to make a paradise.
Yeah, she wouldn't be kissing her.
She redid all of it, every last detail, and she breathed life back into every room.
Are you happy?
I love you.
I love the music.
Yeah, it's very like stringy and very like it's discordant, so it's
the way
it makes you feel.
You'll see too the way the words pop up with in sync with the music.
We're just gonna let him sleep in our house. Hello.
Hello.
Did you know he had a wife?
Seems like they're strangers, but I'm thinking maybe there's something else going on.
Yeah.
You and his luggage.
What were you doing in their luggage?
That's never a good thing.
What do they want?
See, this is when I started getting creeped out. I was like,
yeah.
God help you.
I hate just people in general, so uninvited guests are like the scariest.
They've come here to see me.
Come quick.
Javier Bardem.
I like that shot of all the people.
People, yeah.
It reminds me of like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Where they're all coming out like that.
Or it reminds me of
I'm so sorry.
that Eli Roth exorcism movie.
This stuff is great. I did not expect all that.
Some weird
effects.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe some like psychedelic drug shit goes on here.
Could be.
It's just never enough.
So yeah, really creepy. Like when I watched
Next
it.
month already too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought it was a ways away still.
Right.
Which is cool that we're just getting a trailer. I like when that
It
happens.
sneaks up on you,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I think it's like guerrilla marketing because you're just like bombarded with it out of nowhere already.
Yeah.
And then so that looks really good.
It doesn't have a chance to leave your consciousness. Like it's
absolutely. So I'm very excited for this. I found
absolutely.
out about it last night. I threw it in here because I thought it was really interesting.
They put up, and this was a movie that really didn't need it. You know how they'll do like a teaser for a trailer?
Right.
I saw a short little teaser for this trailer review the other day, and it was just nonsensical, and I thought it didn't need... I was like, I'm intrigued to watch the trailer, but I don't need this preview.
I think that, certain ways that it doesn't work. You know, like with one thing,
especially for
Marvel,
this, it's not like it's a big Marvel movie or so. Like,
so you don't need to hype it up like that. You can
kind of odd,
just letting the mystery of what, like, trying to figure out what's going on. That is good enough. All right, so now we'll get into less creepy and more comic booky. Our next story is the Lego Batman director Chris McKay is to direct the Nightwing movie. So that is some pretty cool news. Did you see the?
No, I've never seen any of the Lego movies. They just didn't really intrigue me, and I gave some of the trailers for the Batman one a shot because it was, I was like, well, at least the subject matter's up my alley.
Right.
But they didn't. I don't know. They didn't really make me laugh, which I know is obviously I know it's not supposed to be serious.
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't really. I've never seen it. It just didn't intrigue me at all.
I saw Lego Batman. I saw the original Lego movie as well because I'm a child. But I think that I kind of.
Has he done anything else notable other than these Lego movies?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure for sure. But I kind of had problems with the Lego Batman movie. It felt a little bit like a hot mess at times. There were some really deep cut jokes that made me really laugh, like cool. MacGuffin Airlines. Like I was the only person in the theater,
of course,
because everyone's dead. But also because I laughed. I was like, "Ha!" And everyone was just like, and I was like, "Don't you know what a MacGuffin is?" But yeah, I think that it's a good thing. It's kind of like the Adam West Batman, where it's like you need something to introduce children to a lighthearted Batman.
Sure.
See, like we were lucky. We had not only did we have the Adam West Batman, but we also had the
both sides of the
series,
coin. Yeah,
the animated Batman series.
Because that's, I think, the earliest thing I can remember is Adam West Batman, but right there was the animated series.
I'd always be
and the movies, the first couple movies.
Oh yeah, I'd always be renting the Adam West Batman, and my mom would like watch it with me, and she's smoking her cigarettes and drinking her Pepsi or coffee or something, and she's like laughing, and I'm just like, why are you laughing?
This is not fun.
This is serious business.
He's carrying a bomb above his head.
And the shark repellent, like, I took it so seriously, but then and then I started watching Mask of the Phantasm and like all this stuff, which is like a Hitchcock film pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should probably talk about Nightwing.
Good call.
But Chris McKay, he's gonna do this Nightwing movie. I'm curious as to what it's gonna be about and where is it gonna fall in this DCEU universe.
Yeah, because they really haven't. I mean, I guess I mean, like, are they gonna tell us in other movies that Nightwing is around or that he was, or
I think the smartest way to handle it would be to say that the Robin that died, spoiler if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, is not but if you've seen it, then you know that there's a Robin that died or whatever, and that was assumedly killed by Joker and Harley or whatever, and so I would think that would be the Jason Todd, because that's where it would fall in the comics, where the Joker killed Jason. And then so Nightwing had already been a thing for a little while. So maybe we might see like this more like leader-like Nightwing. And then I wouldn't care if we had like some kind of like Nightwing flashback moments where he's like Robin and he's like
that would be great.
Getting verbally abused by Batman, and then and then we could do the younger Ben Affleck, give him a little Rogaine, and I'm sure it'd be fine, and
age him down a bit,
shave him, so he doesn't
give him a nice shave. It's all you need is a clean shave. He's good to go.
He's back to babyface. So yeah, I'm hoping that it would have like some ties to Teen Titans. And now that Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke might not be a thing, this is a good opportunity to stick Deathstroke in something.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, like everyone wants Deathstroke in a movie. Because Nightwing is one of his arch nemesis.
Yeah, that would be great.
That it would be really good. And I think like the whole like acrobatic fighting and all this stuff would be great.
I think it would be a big missed opportunity for them to. I mean, granted, I don't know what they're going to do for a storyline. Maybe it doesn't make sense. But for them not to have Joe Manganiello be Deathstroke.
Yeah, he's a bad guy for hire. So you could literally get a black mask, hire him or something. I think it would be even cool to have Jason in the like maybe some warring Robins or something. I don't know. That's just fantasy fulfillment. But yeah, so yeah, high hopes for the Netflix Nightwing.
Until something comes along that makes me go, oh, they're messing this up.
Right.
We really don't have much information other than this guy's making it.
Right. We don't have a release date. No. We don't have who's gonna be Nightwing.
Nope.
Do
you have any speculation on that?
No speculation. The Army Hammer.
I guess, yeah.
Army Hammer has been like, is he gonna be Batman? Is he gonna be Hal Jordan? Is he gonna be Nightwing? Like all of them, very different ages. But we could all, just stick a nice handsome white guy in anything, and we'll be fine. But there's a show that was on for a while. I'm not sure if it's still on anymore. It was called Suits. Or not Suits, a White Collar, that's what it was. It's about art crime, and there's this actor in there. He's one of the main actors. His name is Matt Bomer. He was in one of the seasons of American Horror Story with Lady Gaga. He was like Lady Gaga's first love interest in the show or whatever. And he has a really good look, and I think that he could pull it off. He was also in Magic Mike as well. Okay. Now that I've seen that.
Was he in the XXL?
But yeah, I think that... That could be a good choice. I don't know. He's got to be like. I feel weird that he's.
I would like a relative unknown for sure.
That'd be good, yeah.
Which I think is just always a good thing.
He's got to be able to have like the good fighting, which any training could be beaten into an actor. So somebody with maybe like a martial arts background would be good. I like when the fights look genuine. Not like Iron Fist where it's not that good and it's all about kung fu. Anyway, So I think it's gonna be a good thing. I'll keep an optimistic ear about it, and so yeah. So now let's move on to our other story. Another DCEU story. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. We talked about the Flashpoint movie coming into fruition and what that might entail, and because this is going to be the first Flash movie ever, and they're doing the Flashpoint.
Jumping right in.
Right, yeah. One of his most, like, universe ruining
It makes me wonder,
stories.
where are you going to go, like, where would you go for a second Flash
right,
movie?
Yeah. It's like, we could do a Back to the Future 2, where Barry's, hiding from himself.
Yeah.
In some... I think after they mess with time in this one, I don't think that they should mess with time ever again.
Yeah.
Just because...
well, there's the ultimate mess with time story, too.
Right, yeah.
For as far as the Flash goes.
Right. And like in the TV show, the Flash TV show, he's done that a couple times, and he's only brought more trouble on himself, and then...
all the time.
And you hate to see a character that you really like, and like it's the main hero, and then they just like screw up all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't, that's like an essential thing to any like origin story of a superhero. But I would also say maybe not make him such an incompetent ass or something like that.
Messing up the timeline over and
over. So Wonder Woman is gonna play about the story. We should probably talk about that.
Sure.
Wonder Woman is gonna play a larger role in Flashpoint, and to us people who've read the Flashpoint comic and to people who've seen the Flashpoint cartoon movie, we would say no shit that Wonder Woman's gonna be in it, because She played a huge role in that Flashpoint storyline. Her and Aquaman both. Spoiler alert, you plug your ears, put your head in a sink or something for like a minute or so. Starting now.
A full minute.
Wonder Woman and Aquaman, they're bad. They're bad in the Flashpoint universe. They're really mean.
Yes, and they're warring factions.
They're two warring factions. So Wonder Woman never became the Wonder Woman. She never got her sweet metal unitard. She never I don't think she ever left the mascara. I think she became like their leader / general / warrior. And then Aquaman, they basically they go to battle and they use the mainland as a battlefield, and it pretty much tears everything apart. And there's no Superman because he's kept in a basement. And beaten down with red light, so he's like this scrawny skeleton-looking Clark Kent Superman. So there's no Superman. So and then there's no Batman, like
Batman
which we talked
Thomas
about,
Wayne, and
which we talked about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So watch that one.
Perfect. Go back. Not yet.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to see. Not only what people will think about this Wonder Woman in this movie, if she is a bad person.
That's the only thing that I'm wondering whether they'll do this or not, because
she's like the golden goose.
Yeah,
right
she's
now.
such a big marketable property.
Right.
I don't
Why
know
is
if
she
they're just
bad
gonna
all of a sudden?
to turn her into a villain like that. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter because they'll probably wrap it up by going back on it anyways. But
like with the BVS storyline, like it was the Dark Knight, but not. It also had Death of Superman.
It's the same thing with Civil War. Like that's not Civil War.
Right.
It's they're using
So I think
a template.
They'll just mix and match, and maybe Wonder Woman will come around and something. I don't know. I'm excited to see them be bad guys. Like just see what kind of. See Gal Gadot be an evil person.
It's a cool opportunity for DC to do something weird like that Marvel's not doing or not going to do.
Right.
I think they need to really take advantage of those opportunities to do the things that Marvel can't or won't do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be ballsy
Go
enough
all
to
the
do
way,
it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we've seen them do so far is do all sorts of crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like even the fact that they're going to make this movie, like why make a movie called Flashpoint if you're not going to go all the way?
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, I think that this is going to be interesting. There's so much to this story just in itself that it's just going to be like kind of a lot for audiences to take in. I mean, I guess with Infinity War, that's a lot.
And we don't know how much they're going to set
and adapt
up until this movie.
That's true.
I guess like rumored to be coming out in 2020 or so, but we don't know what they're gonna do really before this. We don't know what's gonna happen in Justice League.
Yeah.
For people to get ready for this or
get
prepared.
some kind of inkling that Barry might mess up the timeline or something like that. I think there's a good chance that we'll get some, because we do know that the dude who played Dr. Manhattan, and he was also in not Prometheus, Alien Covenant. He plays Barry's dad in Justice League, so I'm safe to say he's probably going to be in.
Yeah, there was
Flash
some
movie.
rumors a while back that he was not going to do the Flash movie, and then he came out and was like, "No,
what are you talking about?"
Yeah, I'm in.
Totally.
And I was Billy Crudup is his name, and I like that guy a lot, and I was kind of bummed. I was like, "No, but we're all good apparently."
Right.
We'll see what actually happens when they start rolling.
Yeah, and they kind of look like each other, Ezra Miller and him.
Yeah,
they
I can
look
see
like each other. So that's a good pick. And so I think that they'll probably like, oh, mom's dead, and I got blamed for the murder. So if you didn't know that,
it makes me wonder how much they're gonna set and do Flash backstory in Justice League, because an origin movie and Flashpoint is a lot to do in one movie.
Right. Yeah.
And
See,
they really kind of need, if they're gonna have so many Flashpoint. You need to have a lot of these, like Justice League. It's like almost like a Civil War movie type thing, where you need to have a lot of those characters in there if you're going to do the story right. And so we need to make sure that people are willing to go see a Flash movie first. I think if you're gonna.
Yeah. So I think, and he's like the comedy relief of Justice League, and so I think he'll be him and Aquaman and Wonder Woman. I think they're going to be like the standouts.
Yeah.
Of course Batman, but and maybe a Green Lantern if we're lucky.
We'll see.
I was hoping for Abin Sur to just get murdered by Steppenwolf, and then the ring goes flying off somewhere.
It might happen.
Yeah. And then our last story of the day is Karl Urban is open to reprise his role in Judge Dredd Mega City. I freaking love Dredd. I will even say
I think it's great.
I love the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. It's like goofy in its own way. I really like horrible movies, so but Dredd is like
I think Dredd is pretty criminally underrated.
Absolutely.
At least maybe not underrated, but underviewed.
Yeah, and it's certainly appreciated by the people who've seen it.
Yep.
And I've heard people go, it's just a copy of The Raid, and I was like, well, okay, someone storming a building that someone's holed up, and that's like an exclusive type of thing that only they can do. Also, the chick from Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is like the main bad guy in there. What an incredible job! That chick can slay roles like crazy. She's a powerhouse. So she's a tour de force, whatever that means. But and Karl Urban in those movies, or in the Dredd movie, I mean, Karl Urban just in general, I really like him a lot. But he has like the opposite Tom Hardy going on, where most of the time Tom Hardy's mouth is covered. Yeah. But now we got Karl Urban covering the top of his head.
And he doesn't ever take the helmet off in the Dredd movie, awesome. Which is fantastic. So if you haven't seen Dredd and you're thinking, I can't wait to see all of Karl Urban's face in this movie,
yeah, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Yeah. You can see his handsome, scowly chin and lips, though.
Look at his face.
Pillowy lips. But yeah, the movie. It's not another movie. I don't think that there's a chance for a Dredd 2 ever happening.
It's come and gone, but.
So it's going to be a show, and I think that's really cool because the Dredd movie was kind of like a day in the life of Dredd. It's just like one of his calls that so happened to be extremely shit showy. Yeah. I wanted to explore the city more, like not just these humongous mega structures, which are really cool. Yeah. And I really like that idea, but I would also like to see like the Badlands, or see if they look anything like what's up top, or
I think just in general, like doing more of these things as series, like they're going to do that Dark Tower series,
right? Yeah.
And the Watchmen HBO series. I think it's a great idea.
The Dark Crystal series.
Yeah, there's so many stories that cramming a bunch of stuff into a movie every couple of years
doesn't work. Dark Tower. Sorry.
Yeah. But I think it's a great idea to do more of these series, and I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see this happen for sure, because like we both enjoyed Dredd a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So like pacing in a movie is one thing to conquer, but then when you're able to like really approach something and give it its justice and pace it out over a couple episodes, I think something like this, especially Dredd, especially with its fan base, I think that this will just kick so much ass. So as long as the production design is really good, I thought the production design in Dredd was really good, and then the use of CGI in Dredd was really good as well.
Yeah, and I don't think it had a very high budget at all.
Yeah, there's so many movies out there where it's like has a small budget, does a really good job with its fans, and then goes completely under the radar and doesn't get a sequel or anything, and it's like, well, what happened to, wow, this movie was made with such a little budget, let's make 10 more of them.
It's nice that low budget doesn't have to mean cheap or bad anymore. Deadpool was a pretty low budget. I mean, for blockbuster standards, it was very low.
Yeah.
So I like that, because we don't need to. These things can get made without having crazy major funding.
Absolutely, and I think that it shows like the filmmakers and the people that actually like care about what goes on to the screen. They give like the studios like, here's this box, work within the box, and then so like if any good artist, I'm sure you're an artist of a certain caliber, and I'm an artist of a certain caliber. When you're given like parameters to work within, sometimes it's almost better, because then you can kind of like push it out a little bit more, and you're like, look, I'm doing what you said, but I'm also being a little sneaky, and I'm kind of pushing the barriers a little bit.
But you still know where the barriers are.
Exactly, and I think that's a good thing, and I think that Dredd is a total testament to how good just like a throwaway movie could be. I think I'm not sure, I could be definitely wrong, but I think it was like released in a February. time frame area. Yeah. So like not only is it like super violent, but it's like really visually gorgeous. So there's lots of like slow motion stuff. If they don't do that again in the show, I wouldn't be that disappointed. But as long as they still keep it like lots of interesting like camera styles and choices in the movie. So as long as they keep something kind of along the line, and then the colors I thought were really good in there too. So
probably I would say do something like you'll see with a lot of series lately is have the people who did that movie or a couple, you know, like the director do the pilot and maybe be a showrunner.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a good idea. That's what
I would at least.
So you can keep
that would be the goal, I think, if I were putting my money behind this series.
Yeah. Get behind it, people. You're watching, right? This matters to you, right?
Hopefully.
All right, and so that's all we have for the movie news. So now the real fun part begins. Now we can start ripping cardboard boxes open. So we have this awesome selection of Marvel Legends figures, and I think that we're gonna open them. Any in particular you'd like to open right away? You want Bullseye?
Sure, why not?
Okay, and I'll let you open Punisher as well. I'll put that right here.
That's very gracious.
I'm gonna take Daredevil. And yeah, let's just rip these guys open. So this I just got these from BigBadToyStore.com. So I pre-ordered them a while ago, and I was waiting for them, and now they're finally here. These are all figures based off of the Marvel Netflix series. Tom has a Bullseye that's more comic styled. Because there is no Bullseye in the in the Marvel Netflix verse yet.
At some point, that'd be nice.
They were saying that in Daredevil season 2, I think it was, like cops get like sniped, and there's a guy with like near the gun or something. There was like a deck of cards or something, and so that could be him or something. I don't know. That could be just a bunch of crap.
Could be just a cool Easter egg too. You know what I mean? Like they don't ever have any plans.
And he's got his batons here, which I'm panicking trying to get out. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, cool. Here we go. And it just flew out of my hands, and now I'm never gonna see it again. Okay, here we go. We got Daredevil. I can't see, but I can sure kick your ass. Here we go. Yeah, these are really cool. Just the Daredevil looks fantastic. I never miss. My Colin Farrell voice is a little rough.
Yeah, maybe that's why they don't put him on the series, because nobody could ever top the incredible performance.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So most of these come with like really great accessories. Bullseye comes with an extra
screaming head.
Yeah, his screaming head with his missing tooth, and then he's got some extra hands, like a pointy hand, so he can point at people before he kills them. But this is really cool.
I was gonna say I really like that.
Yeah, the Bullseye has this like they're doing some
meant to look like he's throwing them.
Yeah, they're doing some really interesting stuff here with these. And it's cool. He's throwing some daggers there, which is totally cool. Yeah, cool. Let's get this guy to stand first. Okay. And then there we go. Oh yeah, we'll take.
Do you want to assemble man thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I just threw his head on the ground.
How dare you?
Yeah, this comes with a Marvel Legends usually has a Build-A-Figure, and so we're gonna be building our figure today. Tom's gonna be unboxing Punisher here. I got Elektra next. It's like Christmas or my birthday or something.
Yeah, but I don't get to take this home.
Yeah, it's like when you go over to your friend's house and he has like the best action
and you're like,
figures.
All right, cool.
And you're like, geez.
Go home and...
I've stolen from this kid too much already. His parents are definitely never going to let me come back.
Is that an admission in your childhood? Or...
No. I wasn't a thief. Yeah. So these are cool. The likenesses are actually really good. It's kind of like a hit and miss with Marvel or with Hasbro and their likenesses. The first series of Guardians of the Galaxy figures, the Star-Lord was like, he looked like a frat bro. He had like a blowout and like the worst hair and he had like the worst like facial hair painted on, and it was pretty bad. I hated that one. But this new one isn't so bad. But then there's tons of people out there they'll customize, they'll repaint these heads and stuff. So the sculpts are there. It's just usually the factories that aren't too good at painting. But I heard that Hasbro, they had a toy at the San Diego Comic-Con this year. They had a Rey figure from Star Wars.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'll put Punisher.
Oh, look at that! Even better when he's in the camera.
yeah. There's the Punisher one. Look, that looks great. That looks cool. And I'll move him over a little bit so he's not completely off frame.
Punisher, accessory-wise, just comes with a couple of guns.
Yeah, I mean, what else would he come with?
Yeah.
Depression. He comes with his daughter's picture, his family's picture. He's just so you could take pictures of him.
The glass is cracked appropriately.
Moping all the time. All right, and we got 2 left.
All right.
Okay. Which one do you want? Jessica Jones or Blade?
Surprise me.
I'll give you Blade.
All right.
Yeah, so
this is not a Wesley Snipes Blade.
No, it is
wondering.
not. As I was saying about the faces, they had a Rey figure this year at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was like there's like a machine that like sprays the face, that paints the face on, and it's supposed to be like more digitally accurate. So that's cool, and so maybe they'll be doing that with these other figures, but I'm not sure. So maybe one day we might get like really good likenesses, like the SH Fig Arts figures from Bandai or something like that. Like I have a Samuel L. Jackson Mace Windu figure. Looks really good. It's like having a miniature Sam Jackson in your pocket.
So if that's what you've always wanted,
and he can always judge you for whatever actions that you make. So you're just like, should I spend this money, little mini Sam Jackson?
You look at his face and you know,
and he's like,
a no.
And you always put the angry head on there, so he's like always judging you. All right, and so we got Jessica Jones here, played by Christian Ritter, and her likeness is actually not that bad either. Her eyes are a little too far apart for my taste, but
a little wonky.
But that's okay. Actually, Bullseye, you can take a back seat. We the defenders are what matters here. Right, no, please don't fall, Jessica. Okay. And then we got Blade, yeah. Oh, this Blade is cool.
He comes with an alternate head, which the only discernible difference I can see is more hair.
Yeah.
And then a sword.
Blade loves to he loves to add cool patterns into his hair.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for him.
I feel like this is like it's kind of I mean he can't age, right? He does age, I think.
I think.
Or just really slow.
Probably just
he's
really
like Hellboy.
Slowly,
it's just reverse dog years. So I want to paint this gray and make him like old man Blade.
Old man Blade.
But yeah, so these are really great. What a great line. Like I usually don't buy the come here baby. I usually don't buy the whole line. But I think
you've made a good decision.
Yeah. This is a great investment for for years down the line. I'll enjoy these. There we go.
Look at that.
He's just leaning against his daggers. Now for the cool part, we get to assemble the man thing. Man thing assemble.
Oh, you got his head.
So we got his head here.
Thing assemble.
We'll pop that on right away. He's got like some pegs on his back. Maybe he was meant to have more stuff.
He was meant for more than this. Yeah, that is strange.
Mix up the feet there. Whoa, zowie, that's hard to get on there. Usually you could like, for a second I thought, maybe it is. Maybe we do have two right feet.
Oh my god.
Thanks,
you don't
Hasbro.
Want to see Man-Thing on the
Thanks,
dance
Hasbro,
floor.
so much. No, oh, here we go.
Right, we good?
He's got ankle
We take it
pivots.
back, Hasbro. Well done.
All right, Hasbro. You're all right this time. But just giving us a Hulk-sized Man-Thing is cool enough for me. So we'll just ravage the defenders here really quick.
Just wipe them out.
Just
like
wipe them all out,
would.
and then we'll put Man-Thing here. Wow,
that's nice.
So cool. Man-Thing is like Marvel's Swamp Thing.
Yeah, as you can see by looking at him.
Now he's kind of like the bastard stepchild almost, where you know not a whole lot of love goes to Man-Thing, but I think he's really cool. There's also a really horrible made-for-TV sci-fi movie of him that I highly recommend you find on YouTube or something because it's really funny. Stan Lee even has like his voiceover cameos in there, which are really good. Listen here, true believers. Man-Thing's coming to get you. But yeah, I'm happy to have these. These are gonna look great on the shelf. I have my very own little John Bernthal now.
That's cool. I think I'm probably gonna get that one. And then probably him and Daredevil at least.
Yeah, totally. A lot of people
Mr.
were upset with the Daredevil face. They wanted an extra head, and they thought that this head is too derpy, like his lips and.
It is a bit. It looks like somebody stretched a face over his head. Maybe that's the Leatherface version.
Right. Yeah. I think
it's not bad.
He does look weird with the helmet on in the show, and it does it's kind of has.
Sure, it's just kind of what it looks like.
There are certain Batman films where the cowl will squeeze their cheeks. Yep. So Christian Bale, where it'll protrude his cheeks out in a weird way, and I was like, is that why you're talking funny? Because you can't.
That's what it was.
You can't open your mouth all the way. But yeah, so that is pretty much the hot and loose episode for today. I hope you guys had a good time. If you guys really enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, please like this video and please subscribe to the channel,
Spread it around.
The Bunker Network, if you want to see more. We'll do this every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, so you can always catch us if we're not having trouble getting the live show going. But yeah, anything you want to tell our viewers? Tell them how they can find you and how they can stalk you.
I'm unfindable. You can only locate me down here in this bunker because it's my permanent residence.
Permanent residence.
Or otherwise, I live online exclusively. Just like you.
Okay, great. Daredevil took a tumble, and now he's doing breakdancing.
Nice. I didn't know he was
Check
that
out. Wow, he's pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on VideoVomit on Instagram, and you can also check out my store, VideoVomit.BigCartel.com, and you can fund my these stupid
endeavors
things that we're doing here, and you can help me buy more action figures if you feel so inclined. And every time that I get some new stuff, if you guys want, I could bring it in here and open it for you. So yeah, lots of fun today. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Here you go.
Oh, I've earned myself a bullseye figure.
And well, I'll see you guys next time. Same bunker time, same bunker place. Take it easy, guys. Try not to get vaporized out there. Take it easy.